Hello, welcome to my nine-month anniversary of ACDF surgery from C4 to C7. It has been one hell of a month. I know everyone's been asking for updates. It's just been a lot has happened. So I'm not going to go into all the stuff that has gone on in the past 9 months, but I have had ACDF surgery from C4 to C7 through Rothman Institute. My doctor was Dr. Victor Shu. He was an orthopedic surgeon. Yeah, so I have a bunch of videos, so make sure you guys follow the progression. I know that a lot of times people will watch one of the videos and kind of say like, hey, is there an update, whatever it might be. So I'm just gonna put it out there to check out some of the other videos if you want to get all the details. I can go into some specifics if you ask questions about things that have helped me in my journey that I might sometimes forget. So some updates and some weird quirky things that have occurred. Again, it's been 9 months and some overall progress and some information. If you guys had seen the previous videos, you have heard me talk about how in December, I think December was month 4, I went for a hike because I was feeling fabulous. And then the day after the hike, I picked up a pretty heavy box and I had felt some weird stretching, got paranoid and freaky, and the doctor was like, you should be fine. However, since then, my arm has progressively, it was like the worst for like a month, like that nerve pain was nonstop. That has settled down. I am on new medicine. Instead of gabapentin, I am now on Lyrica, which I don't know if it's working, but what I'm experiencing is constant numbness in this part of my forearm and this part of my hand, with this one, my pinky, being the worst, meaning it is like the most dead. I can move it. It's slow sometimes to pick things up. I'm dropping things all the time. I can't feel it. So like my pinky, I don't know where it's at. I can feel that it's being touched at times, but I can't tell you anything else. And then my ring finger is similar to that, but not as bad. And then it gets better. Although what I do experience at nighttime when I'm sleeping is both my hands will go numb, and it's the full hand, which freaks me out. Like I wake up in a panic. And my legs also, my feet especially, like go numb. Throughout the day, I will feel like bee stings, it feels like, in my shins. So anyway, back in December, what happened was, I don't know why I skipped over that. It's been a long day and I just got off one of my TikTok lives. Yes, I do TikTok live for my mental health aspect of it. So what has happened is we found out through recent MRIs and multiple second and third opinions is that it looks like after the fusion, so I have C4 to C7 fused, and it looks like now C7 to T1 has kind of like, it did something. I forget what the term is because it's Monday and it's late. But basically now they're saying that what their recommendation is that I get the full laminectomy. And what that means is that they would be going through the back of my neck, cutting through the muscle and entering into my spine and removing bone, because I was born with spinal stenosis, which means I already have a really small spinal canal. So there's not much space. So any discs that are bulging or herniations, I already don't have enough space, so any little tiny bit of pressure, or not pressure, bulging, is going to affect the nerves in the spine. So their recommendation to alleviate this nerve thing I got going on is that full laminectomy, in hopes that I can secure C7, T8, I don't know, C7, T8 to T, oh my God, C7 or C8 to T1. They're saying that they want the discectomy thing to remove the bone, and then they're also saying to fuse that level, which basically means almost my whole spine, almost like my whole cervical spine is fused. And they said that if I get fusion into my thoracic, just that first level, that I should not experience too much like limitation in movement. But I can't wrap my head around another surgery. So they did say that they want me to live life. If you have watched my other videos, you know that I have put on a lot of weight, which I'll get to in a second. And I have basically been living life stuck to my couch because I'm so scared that if I do anything, another thing is going to go wrong or I'm going to have more pain. Because guys, if you know what nerve pain is like, it is, to me, worse sometimes than muscle spasms. So I had that nerve pain for so long that, in my opinion, I'm scared of doing something that's going to create that again, because I don't know if I can go through that again. That was just, if you saw that one video on New Year's Day, I think it was, I was crying. I was just, it sucked. Life just sucked. I don't want to go through that again. So the doctor said that right now he wants me to live life. So I did go to the shooting range, yes, 2 days ago. And I didn't do too bad. I hadn't been shooting in a year and I was all right, but I was hesitant because I was nervous of like what the recoil was going to be like, because I shoot like 9.45 and 3.57. I didn't shoot the 3.57, but I did a couple boxes of the 45 and 9 and didn't do too bad. I'm a little sore today, but it kind of felt good. Hopefully it stays that way. So the doctor is saying just live life, and if I encounter something and I have more pain or I'm noticing my quality of life sucks because of the pain, that will be more reason to get that surgery. But he says right now, if I can tolerate not knowing where my pinky is at, and like if I'm vacuuming, 'cause I love vacuuming, you guys know that. If you want to Venmo me like a new beautiful vacuum, I would be so happy. I'll be your wife. But yeah, so I mean, when I'm vacuuming or if I go for a walk or something, it feels like it's like this big, like it just feels like it swells up, and it's just that I don't know how to describe it. It's not pain, but it's like an ache, and there are times it feels like bee stings in like my shins. But yeah, so the other weird thing I wanted to mention is I was doing some research last night. So I have had, again, this is month 9 today. As of today, it's month 9, I believe it is, even though Siri says it's like 8 months and like something. I don't know what she's talking about. She can't do math. Maybe I can't do math. That's why I'm a therapist. I don't know. But anyway, so I was doing some research. I have recently, in this past month and a half, I've been noticing my hair has been thinning and breaking. I made it curly today so that you couldn't like see it all. But yeah, so like my hair is like all broken for you ladies, and even guys, like I have, like if it's up in a ponytail, like all these hairs are all broken. So I've been like going nuts at the salon, like my hair is like falling out all over the place. Don't know why. They're like, oh, that happens after surgery, like your body, like I don't know, it was a trauma, so your body's trying to like do something. And I'm like, I don't know, something doesn't feel right. I've been tired, I've been depressed, I've been achy, and everyone's like, Kim, you just had major surgery. And it's like, okay. So I just had lab work done and found out that I have hypothyroidism. I've never had thyroid issues. My numbers were always fine, normal. And now all of a sudden, thyroid issues. And I think my last lab work was maybe a couple months ago, and they were fine. No detection of it. But last night, obviously Google, it tells you what you want to find, but there have been a lot of things that say that if you have C7 to T1 injury or discs herniations and things like that, that it can affect your thyroid or something. So like in my brain, oh, and then I was also Googling, does ACDF surgery have a link to hypothyroidism? And like all these things are popping up. So I do have thyroid issues in my family. Like I think my mom has hypo, my brother has hyper. So it's not uncommon that I would have eventually experienced it. But I've been putting on weight. I mean, but then I was like, but I've been sitting on the couch doing nothing, absolutely nothing. So like in my brain, I was like, okay, it makes sense. But yeah, like I don't know. Now I have it. Now I'm on medicine for thyroid, and it's like, fuck, man. But I didn't know if it was caused by the surgery or if it's just so happens that it just, I don't know, it's just age, time, I don't know. But it's just so weird. Like, you know, after I had this surgery, now this other disc broke, and now I have to have another surgery. And I have come to I play with my hair a lot, so get used to it. I've come to the acceptance that when you have spinal stenosis, you most likely are going to have continual spinal surgeries depending on your age and severity of it. So I've accepted that, but I'm not at the place yet to be okay having the full laminectomy, because the whole going through the back of the muscles, like, I don't know. If it helps, great, but I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. So I'm gonna try to live life a little bit to see, like, how do I function, and just pray that this isn't a permanent thing. Because otherwise I'm not in too much pain. I'm on, like I said, we switched from gabapentin to Lyrica. But I don't know if it's working, but I got off of GABA because I was on a pretty high dose. I felt like it was helping the nerve pain, but I started having like blurred vision and things like that. Oh, another thing. So found out that I've been going to my eye doctors constantly, because I'm like, my eyes are blurry. Like when I'm trying to read at night, like I can cover one eye and I can read perfectly fine. I cover the other eye, read perfectly fine. But when I try to read together, like it's almost like it doesn't track right or something. So all the doctors were like, no, you have 20/20 vision still, blah, blah, blah. They're like, you might need to see an eye therapist. I'm like, how many other, look at this, how many other how many other specialists do I need to go see? Like, fuck, man, it's annoying. How many meds do I have to be on? How many therapists do I have to see? How many co-pays do I have to pay? But yeah, they're saying like I need to like see an eye therapist so that I can like train my eyes. And I'm like, what else? What else unique thing does Kim Wright have to do? But anyway, I haven't done that yet because I'm lazy and I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to keep being a patient. I don't know if you can relate to it. I'm just done. I'm done being a patient. Like, fuck. So that's on hold. I am taking the thyroid medicine. I'm hoping that I can drop 30 pounds before Memorial Day, which is next weekend. Don't think that's gonna happen, but yeah. So yeah, my insomnia has been like shit, but I have slept the last couple days because I had to take Xanax to get to sleep and then not wake up, that whole pattern. What else? Otherwise I'm good, minus the whole finding out like I have hypothyroidism now, and in my brain, my superstitious brain, I'm like, was it caused by this surgery? Was this and that and that and this and if and then, and then the therapist Kim says, Kim, stop it. You've already had the surgery. Can't do anything about it. You just have to handle what you have in front of you and learn how to cope, learn how to live life, and when new things come your way, just handle it. So, okay, so I'm taking the medicine. I'll get lab work done and I'll live life and see how much I can do without being able to use my hand. I want to have a catch with somebody, like just toss a ball and see like, am I able to like close the mitt, things of that nature. I'm not going to throw a football yet because I don't want to like catch a football and have it like smack in my nose and then I have to like have nose surgery on top of all that. Like, it's just like, So I'm going to stick to like a softball maybe, but we'll see. But outside of that, guys, ladies, gents, and all my NBs, like, thank you for watching. You guys had asked me what has helped in my recovery. The meds, obviously. Oh, I'm on Lyrica now. I don't know if it's helping because I just saw my pain doctor the other day. I am all over the place. So anyway, the medicine that I'm on, I saw my pain doctor and I said, I don't know if the meds are working, because I don't know if you've ever, before the spine stuff, like, I don't know if you've ever like laid on your arm or like your leg fell asleep and as it's waking up, it goes through that intense pain, but then it goes away because it's like waking up. I don't know if mine is going this way or that way. So since being on the new medicine, I'm having more sensations in my hand, but in my brain, I'm like, is the nerve waking up? Like, are these sensations good sensations? Like, is it like almost there, you're gonna start being normal again? Or are the sensations like, oh shit, you're dying? And the doctor's like, I don't know. She's like, knowing that you still have like pinched nerve stuff going on, she's like, I can't tell. And I was like, yeah, so I can't tell you then if the meds are working. Like, I can't tell you if it's helping or hurting. Like, I'm not in the pain where like I am constantly moving and I'm like, that's all I can think about. But it's always there. It's super annoying, but it's not like the level 10 where like that whole nerve pain down the arm. Like, if you guys experience that, like, you know what that's like. That like sitting on a thorn feels so much better than that. But yeah, so I'm not having that. It's just this constant discomfort, ache, and it comes and it goes in terms of like the level of intensity, but it's always there. And then I'm still on my opiate because we're still trying to wean off of it, but with the weather, like I have had some like extra pain, but I'm like doing it 2 times a day versus 3. Sometimes I'll take 3 if the pain's really bad, but overall, like, it's fine. The things that help me, this thing, I haven't used it that much lately, so it's a little bit dusty. This was from physical therapy, which I haven't been to since December. This is called a Beastie Ball. And they recommend this one, not the green one, because this one's like softer, I guess. So this, like when you have like those knots like in those weird areas, you basically put this against the wall and you roll it, and it does help. Like this seriously helped. I got this, heating pads, ice, what else? That cane, that blue cane, it's like a trigger point cane. I was using that and it worked, but then I was having some extra pain, and the physical therapist said that they don't really recommend it because you're activating muscles to use it. So that's why they recommend this, because you can just like leave all your muscles relaxed and just roll. This is not a promotional thing for the Beastie Ball, but this did help. I did buy like one of those adjustable beds, but didn't really use it that much. So, I mean, outside of like lifting my legs a little bit, but I did get a really nice bed, so I recommend a nice bed. I have a portable TENS unit, but I didn't really use that too much, a little bit when I was like having like that active stuff. I don't know, like what do you guys like think I should suggest? I mean, overall, like throat was fine after surgery. I didn't have any talking or swallowing issues. I mean, I had to wear that collar for so long. That was quite annoying. So I think like, I think the biggest advice is don't be a dipshit. Don't be stubborn. Like I live alone and I am hyper independent, which could be a form of trauma. I don't know, but, I'm hyper independent. I don't like being a burden or a bother to people. So even though I have friends, I didn't want to ask anybody for help. So when people would like leave, I would like clean up or vacuum and get myself into trouble. So the biggest thing is don't be a dipshit. Like for me, even though I'm a super smart chick, in my brain, when I had the collar on, in one of the videos, I think I talked about this, like in my brain, I was like, oh, I have the collar on. If I'm able to move while wearing the collar, that means like you're allowed to move that way. And the doctor's like, no, Kim, if you are wearing a collar and you turn and you feel the collar, you're not supposed to go past that. I'm like, oh, well, there goes that. So the other thing was anxiety. If you don't have a therapist, maybe getting a therapist before or during your surgery, because for me, my anxiety was high. I already started with medical anxiety, or what we call illness anxiety, and that was where every little ache or pain I felt, it was like I lived up here, and I still do at times. But it was so bad. Like the doctor, I remember my girlfriend took me to one of my appointments, and he was like, you're not there. And I wasn't, because I was living in such fear, because I remember I slipped in the shower. I didn't fall, but I just slipped. And then because I vacuumed and I got yelled at for vacuuming, I was just like trying to do things that I shouldn't have done. So I do recommend, you know, something for anxiety, whether it be talking to somebody, or they did give me Ativan after my surgery, and that did help a little bit for the panic and also as a muscle relaxer. But I would say getting out of your head, not being a stubborn ass, letting yourself recover. It's like all this shit that everyone tells you, but when you're in it and you're going through it, you ignore it. Like you're like, I can do this, I can do that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like this thing helped, and giving yourself breaks. I went back to work a week later, but again, I sit on my couch and I just talk for a living. Don't eat anything spicy right away, because that was kind of sore. That's pretty much it. I wish I was more active, but I felt stupid because I live in Philly. I didn't want to go walking around with like a neck brace on, because my luck, I would have been jumped. So again, negative thinking. That's it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, if you guys have encountered like after surgery, after having this surgery, especially if you're close to C7 to T1, if you're close to that area and you have thyroid issues or got thyroid issues after surgery, if you've had eye issues, let me know. because this is really weird to me. I was perfect. All my lab work has always been perfect. And now all of a sudden, like my number, I think was a 7. I think normal is like what, 3, 4, and I was a 7. And it's just like other things I saw was out of whack. Like my iron is kind of out of whack, like just some weird stuff. And I'm like, this is weird. But the biggest thing was like my hair, my vanity, my hair was just breaking and thinning like so severely. And I'm going to be 39 in July. So yeah, like it was just like, what is happening? So we got lab work done and they're like, yeah. So now the next thing is to find out if it's like Hashimoto's or something. I don't know. This is all new to me. So yeah, if you've encountered some weird, strange medical things that have happened, I don't want to start like a whole conspiracy theory thing, but I don't know. It's just like I started Googling last night and like this one woman was talking about like her symptoms and anything close to like the T1 area and the effect on the thyroid. And I was just like, yes, yes. And then I was like, Kim, you got to stop doing this. It's confirmation bias. So that's my update. I hope you're having a fabulous time. Overall, guys, if it wasn't for this, the most recent C7 to T1 issue, my original surgery, I think it's perfectly fine. My x-rays are showing that it's all perfectly healing. It's in a straight line. It's just accepting if you have stenosis, you're probably going to have other things that you have to get taken care of down the line. So I'm happy I had the surgery done. I don't have to live in fear of like getting into a car accident and being paralyzed. But look at my other videos. I think I've made like I journeyed my whole thing from the beginning and all my anxieties to now. And it's so weird now that like I'm making these videos, I'm seeing so many other videos of people closer to my age that have had like the same surgery. So I don't know why or where these videos were at when I was searching for them before the surgery, but it would have made me feel much more comfortable if I would have found them then, because I wasn't able to see that. But again, overall, my original surgery went really, really well, and I didn't have any setbacks of any kind. I was better than expected. Just don't be a schmuck like I was, and you'll be okay. Keep your anxiety under control. Get one of these things. If you have a loved one or a friend that gives you massages, that might be even better. And that's pretty much it. And if other things get fucked up, according to my doctor, we'll just fix it. So we'll see how this goes, but that's it from my house to yours, from Philly. Yay, enjoy the summer. And if you have any questions, let me know. Mwah. Adios.